What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Come for the drones and stay for the office update. So we have been setting up our new office space, and it took like some couple of months, I would say, since we planned. And also, I haven't done any much of an update for the last 7-8 months. So I thought, just to give you a brief on like what we have been working on, what are the things we have progressed with, and also give some updates on the office space, and also let you know the things we are planning and like what we are going to do in the next few months and like what's the next plan. So without much further ado, let's get started. What's up, everyone? Karthik Rangarajan here, founder and CEO of Agam Robotics. And as I've been busy in setting up the office space and like a lot of things have been happening, that's where we wanted to discuss. First things first, I wanted to show you the things we've been setting up in the office space. And you can see all the electronics assembly is going to happen on this side of things, where it's all like ESD grounded, and there's like all the setup done specifically for electronics. And the other side is where we have the design team who's going to work on product developments, like all the products which are going to come up in the next few months are being done by this here. And also explain the team as well. Like I used to say team before, and this team is totally different. And we also have the space for inventory, and we are planning to expand more storage spaces here. And we also have some of the conference room for us to have soundproof calls and other things to do it from here. And it's not really a big space. We just have been setting up to get started. And I wanted to give updates on the funding things. We've been raising few convertible notes, as I mentioned in my last video, I guess. Now we have few more investors onboarded, and we've been using that funds to make new products and setting up the office space and doing the expansion plans. And mostly the expense in the last few months have been just on the office spaces. So we've been working very deep into the setting up the office space, as per the plan we had been doing, said not just the product autopilots, but also all the products we are planning to do in the next 1 or 2 years. So as you can see here, we have all the soldering spaces here, and we also have all the assembling of autopilots, and we also have some of the plans to be done on these regions here. We are planning to do some assembly and testing spaces. And that's one thing. And another stuff is that we also been expanding our team. So it is not just one person anymore. We have a very small lean team, I would say. And more importantly, I have a co-founder who has been helping me out in a lot of things, especially in the setting up of the office spaces. And he is also one of the investors in the Agam Robotics, and he is also onboarded as co-founder. And as I said, he's been doing a lot of things, he's taking care of the operations on the, not just on the product side, but also as I said, setting up the office spaces and other things. And another important update I wanted to give you is that the mass production of Agam autopilots, which we have been going on in the last video which I mentioned. So we've been running up next few batches, and we've been getting bunch of customers who have been testing it out, and they are happy with it. And some customers are dependent on contracts, so it takes time for them to go for the next stage. And we also have some customers who have crossed that stage, which is something really good, and we have a recurring orders coming up from them. And so that's going to be quite interesting to see bunch of units being assembled and tested, and we are shipping it to customers. It's not just 1 or 2 units here and there, and it's more going to be bulk orders things. We have already done a very small bulk order with our customer, and they were really happy, and everything worked fine for them, and they're looking for more products from our side to complete their ecosystem. And they're also happy with the how the product is, and how good it is, and what are the features it provides, and they've been happy with those kind of features. And also, when I said we are also having the team, so the team is also working on more products. They're developing new product lines in the upcoming months. We've started getting it manufactured, whatever they have designed, and we've been starting to test it, and we'll start seeing more products in the pipeline. And that's something it really excites me to see the ecosystem of the drone subsystems, right? Like all the parts, not just the autopilot, the GPS, sensor systems, everything is being is planned to be produced here. So the team is actually working on it, and there are few people who also have been assembling the autopilots, not just making products, but they are also taking the autopilots and assembling it. This is the first batch which is actually being produced in the AIM, is what we call it, Agam Innovation Matrix, in this office space. And it's also first batch where except me, others have actually assembled it. Previously it was just me who was doing the assembly from my home, as you may know, and now we had a group of people who are actually assembling it. And we went through the steps of how to do it, and how we test it or set up the whole process. And I think it'll be streamlined in the next few months, so we can be able to churn out let's say 100 of units per month, so we can cater to the market demands. And just to update on the same thing, I also wanted to mention that we are actively hiring people in the field of PCB designing engineers who are experienced or intermediate, I would say. Currently I get a lot of applications from freshers or someone who is trying to get into PCB designing. It's really nice. At this point we don't have enough bandwidth to actually hire a lot of people, so we are actually looking for someone who has experience, who can take up the projects, and then we'll be able to hire couple or few more of them who are freshers or who wants to understand and learn things. So they'll be working under the experienced person. Right now, I'll not be able to actually sit and teach people over what to do and what not to do. So that is we are looking for someone who is experienced in PCB designing, and the other fields are firmware development, especially PX4 side of things, which is where we focus more on. And somewhere in the terms of most of our products now would be firmware development in CAN protocols, and a lot of other products which comes under that. So that is one, and it could be a combination of embedded systems as well, right? PCB designing and firmware development combined would also work. But we need someone who is experienced and interested to work in the field of drones, and definitely we'll be able to compensate very well, I would say. There are chances of giving out equities as well, so you can actually be part of the company and not just be an employee. This would be really a great opportunity if you are into that. I know lot of people are interested in equity or anything, so we can look into that, so we can plan accordingly. And another interesting thing is that this is first time we are doing it at Agam Robotics. We are also participating in Drone Expo, which is happening in Hyderabad, which is, I think the dates are 24, 25, 26 of this month, April. So this is our first expo from Agam Robotics, so I'm really excited to see what happens. Though I'm not expecting much of an outcome from this, but it would be a good marketing for us to spread the word, Agam Robotics exists, these are the products we are doing, and we wanted to see what people have feedbacks or suggestions, or what problems they're facing. This is something I wanted to talk to people in the field and see what they think about. And another thing is this was actually a sponsored one, so it was we thought why not, it's a good opportunity. We had planned to do it anyways, and we got a sponsorship who was ready to do it, and we were yeah, let's go ahead and let's do it. So I'll also probably make a vlog on that as well. We'll show you around how the Drone Expo is and what we are doing, and we've been also busy with that in the last couple of weeks, I would say. We've been doing a lot of things happening, I would say. I'll show you all those things when it's here. We'll talk about it in a separate video. I think we've covered most of it. Just wanted to give a guys update on what is happening, and for the last 7-8 months, I haven't done anything, so I don't want you guys to think we are not doing anything or not. I've been updating on Twitter, so if you have been following me on Twitter, you might have been knowing what are the things we are doing. If you're not, and you're just sticking with YouTube, so that's where I just wanted to make sure I kind of give a full update on what we are doing and what's happening. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy as well. Take care. Bye bye.